Hey guys, Christine here. Today we're going to be working on putting our form inputs into rows to give it some more structure and make everything look better. And then at the very end, we're going to clean up our sheet tabs just a little bit. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start by making the form window itself a little bit bigger. Go into your code.js file and look for the function that opens the form. You should see something like const entry form equals HTML service, create HTML output from file, new recipe form. We're going to add two new lines below it to control the size of the pop-up window. So right after that, add a new line and type entry form dot set width parentheses 700. And then in a line below that, let's type entry form dot set height parentheses 600. Now hit save and go back into your spreadsheet to open the form again. You should notice that the window is much wider now and more comfortable to work with. Next, let's go into the HTML file to reorganize the layout. Let's start with the first three inputs: name, image link, and rating. These are all part of the general information, so we're going to put them together side by side into one row. We're going to wrap them inside of a new div. So before the first one, the name input, let's add an opening div with a style equal to, quote, display, flex, semicolon, gap, 15px, semicolon. And then after the rating input, let's put that closing div tag. This will group all three inputs into a single flex row with spacing in between them. Now let's make the rating input a little bit wider so it doesn't look so squished. Inside of your rating input, let's add style equals, quote, width, 100px, semicolon. Perfect. Let's go test this real quick. Save the file and refresh your form. You should see the first row now has three inputs, neatly arranged with spacing. Next, let's improve the layout of the dropdowns. Above your dropdowns, add a section header to break them apart visually. So let's type out an H4 tag, filters, and then the closing H4 tag. Now let's wrap each dropdown and its label into its own small column. So above each label, let's put an opening div with a style equal to, quote, width, 30%, semicolon. And then below the closing select tag, let's go ahead and close out that div. We're going to copy the opening div and paste it for meal and protein type, making sure to add the closing div below each select tag. Now we need to group all three of the dropdowns into a parent container so that they will be all in one row. So above the first group, let's add an opening div with a style equal to, quote, display, flex, semicolon, gap, 15px, semicolon. Then after the third dropdown, let's close out that div. Let's hit save and check the form. That looks a lot better, right? Now let's organize the nutritional information. So let's go to our HTML file and find the section with servings, calories, carbs, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to group them into three rows, and each one is going to have display flex. And the way I'm going to group them is in the first row, I'll have servings and calories. In the second row, I'll have carbs, fat, and protein. And in my third row, I'll have fiber, saturated fat, and sodium. So for the first row, let's wrap the two pairs inside of a new container. Above servings, let's open up a div and give it a style equal to, quote, display, flex, semicolon, gap, 15px, semicolon. And then put the closing div below the kcal input. Now we're going to do the same thing for the other two rows. Just copying that input and putting it above the top where I want the row to start and below where I want it to end. Once we're all done, let's hit save and open up the form to see how it looks. Now we see the nutritional info is grouped into clean rows just like the rest of the form. Since everything is working properly and formatted better, all that's left to do is swap the sheets that the data is being saved to from the testing sheets to our real sheets. So for that, let's go back into our code.js file. let's find the add recipe function. And in the line where we declare the sheets, let's swap testing for recipes, making sure we're matching the name of our sheet. And in the second one, let's swap testing 2 for ingredients, again, double checking that the sheet name is correct. All right, let's save the work and test it out. For this test, we can use the button on our recipe view sheet. Since this is actually saving to our database, I'm going to use a real recipe that I have pulled up to the side and copy and paste in the values. Pause your video here if you need some time to add yours. Once we're all done, let's submit the recipe. Let's give it a second to let it load, and then check our dropdown for the recipe we just added. Oh, and there it is. With that done, let's clean up our sheet tabs at the bottom. It's starting to look a little crowded. Right-click the Testing tab and delete the sheet. Then right-click Testing 2 and delete it as well. Now I'm going to hide the secret filter tab while we're at it. So right-click and find Hide Sheets. All right, guys, we have given our form a little bit of structure and we've cleaned up our tabs. In our next video, we're going to work on making the edit and delete for our recipes a lot easier. So if you found this content helpful, please like and subscribe. It would really help my channel. And thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye now.